Last week I added the mage and the tank. This week I kept testing them in normal runs, upgraded the next enemy indicator and started the first pass on weapon evolutions. I started by tuning the tank and mage a little more. The tank needed some health and damage adjustments and the mage needed more testing inside normal runs. I also wanted to see what happens if more mages and tanks spawn instead of mostly normal skeletons. For testing, this scene lets me reach later game situations faster, so I tried bringing mages and tanks in earlier to see what kind of swarm I want near the end of a run. That helped me test the swarm feeling I want later in the game. With too many mages, the screen got crowded pretty fast. So for now, I'll probably keep their numbers lower at the start and bring more of them in after a few boss kills. The next enemy indicator was another thing I cleaned up this week. The basic version was already in the game last week, but I did not really explain it and it still looked rough. The small icon near the bottom left shows what monster is coming next. It may be useful when stronger enemies start appearing earlier in a run. Then I moved on to weapon evolutions. Some weapons already had level 10 visual changes from earlier work. When I was first building the weapons, I used some effects that already fit those level 10 version. But those were mostly just visual changes. This week I started connecting that idea to gameplay behavior. Right now weapons evolve automatically at level 10. The first weapon I worked on was the sword. I already had a fire slash effect from an older asset package, so I reused that as the starting point and made it redder. The evolved swords currently gets more area, more damage and lifesteal. Next I worked on the exploding orb. Since it already had a level 10 visual change, I used that as the base and added burning ground after the explosion. The burning ground can overlap, so repeated orbs hits in the same area can add up quickly. For now I am keeping the evolved weapons strong and I'll tune them together with the enemy changes later. The last weapon I worked on this week was the arrow. For the evolved version I wanted arrows to split on hit. This took longer than the other two, but the result felt good once it started working. The evolved arrow hits, splits and adds more projectiles into the fight. There is also an upgrade stat for the split count now, so the evolved arrow can go from 2 split arrows up to 5. One thing I still need to add is clearer feedback on the level up cards. Right now weapons evolve automatically at level 10, so the card should have a clearer color or state when that is about to happen. So next week I want to continue with the rest of the weapon evolutions and also make the evolution of build cards easier to read. That wraps up this week. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.